Peace family, Kanja Queen here. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about the reasons why they tell you magic is forbidden. Magic is evil. Magic is wicked, okay? Magic is the devil. All right, you're going to go to hell if you touch magic. Now, if I tell you the real reason why they've been telling you for all of these generations why magic is evil, it is going to blow your mind. You guys are ready for the truth? Listen, let me tell you. The reason why they told you that magic is forbidden, that it's evil, that it's the devil's work, is because once upon a time, magic was once known to give mortals the power of gods. Now, if you know that information, if magic can give mortals the power of immortality, if magic can give mortals the power of a god, now you can understand why they don't want you to have that power. But who is the one that don't want you to have this power? We getting into it now, okay? Because there were certain spiritual traditions, the indigenous spiritual paths, right? The ones that encouraged people to find truth, to understand themselves, to utilize nature and magic in order to understand thyself, as within, so without, right? As above, so below. We studied magic in order to understand how the universe works as well as the universe inside of ourselves, because the universe and we are one, right? It's not separate. That's what magic was teaching us. It was teaching us the higher knowledge, the higher principles, and everything and all things, the mineral kingdoms, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom. Like, we were able to understand the secret hidden knowledge and language and messages and all of these things. That's what magic was about. When you touch, listen, let me explain something to you, okay? Those who have the power, they use magic to keep the whole population asleep. What if I told you that we live in a magical world and they've just convinced you to think that magic does not exist? And I'm going to explain to you because, I just discovered some information that kind of blew my mind. Now, y'all know that magic is spells, and spells is all about words, right? Like, the tongue is more mightier than the sword. The words that we speak makes reality come into existence, especially if you have hekau. Okay, some people are born with a certain gifted tongue. There's old sayings in many different traditions. They have different names for it, but people have a certain magical tongue or certain magical abilities. And even in ancient Egypt, they called it hekau or heka, right? The magical word, the magical tongue, those who can bring certain things into existence by speaking. There were certain ancient tribes that were forbidden to speak because they were known to be so powerful. Their words, just them opening their mouth, they can create storms. They can make a person drop dead. Like, they can raise the dead. Like, they words were powerful. Words are powerful. So understanding that, right? What if I told you that your governments keep you in this spell because you signed it in blood when you were born? Oh, you remember that thing called a birth certificate, right? You gotta realize that everything, the contracts, signatures, debts, all of this stuff is spells, contracts, okay? When you sign these things, you are volunteering to enter into this system, this magical world. What if we live in a world of Neptune, this Neptunian world? Like, they tell us that this is Earth, but how do we know that this is even Earth, right? Like, if they lied about so many different things, they lied about what year it is. Like, they lied about magic being evil. They lied about religion. Like, they lied about history. They lied about slavery. Like, who's to say what's true and what's not true anymore? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. When you come down this rabbit hole with me, and I told y'all, do y'all sure y'all want to do this? Okay? Because once you come down this rabbit hole, once you touch magic, once you eat of the forbidden fruit, there is no going back. I want you to understand that. You can't just be like, oh, let me just sample a little bit of that fruit. I want to see what it tastes like and see if I like it. And if I do, then, I might stay on that side. And if I don't, I'll just go right back. No, it don't work that way. Once you take a little nibble of that fruit, baby, it's just like you going down a rabbit hole. And the deeper you go, it's just like, you uncover some shit that really just shakes up your reality. Now I'm going to say something to you. They have, this whole entire world is full of illusions. It's fakery, it's fuckery, and it's lies. The Matrix, Maya, like the ancient indigenous people knew that this world was a world of illusions. And this is why we studied magic and the occult, because it reminded us that, you know what, this is just a temporary time that we're having in this physical body. It's literally like a virtual reality game. And so we study these occult sciences and we study necromancy because it was the world outside of this video game or this matrix or this simulated reality. But the thing is, when you come into a physical body, like, you lose your memory. Like, that's part of the game. But there's people who know the rules of the game, and so what they did was they started to utilize magic for their own control. So they started to say, you know what, how can we keep people in slavery and not let them know that they're slaves? Oh, you know what, let's do it under contracts, right? Lawyers, attorneys, magistrate, okay? The lawyers are freaking magicians. Yo, let me explain something to you. This is why you need to study Latin. You need to study languages. Right? This is why I love studying different languages and learning about Latin and different spiritual practices, because when you study different languages and different spiritual books and different spiritual paths, all of these things start to tie in together. And so they tell you that, you know, this religion is right, that religion is right. Like, what if we're supposed to study all of these different books? Because there's like different chapters and they have different occult knowledges and gems that we need, but they created this division to make us hate one another and bash each other's religion and each other's spiritual paths, when we're actually supposed to be studying each one of these and unifying them. Like, every religion has its own mystical teachings, right? Shit is crazy. I'm getting off track. Get back on track. Okay. All right. When we were talking about how we stuck into this illusion world full of contracts and lies and magic, right? Like, they got everybody under this sleep spell, but you signed this birth certificate into this system. And as long as you subscribe to this system or you fall under their sleeping spell, you agree to what it is that they're trying to subscribe to you, right? Perfect example. We was talking about how the attorneys are magicians, lawyers are magicians. Like, when you go into law school, you're studying all of these terms and these slangs, and a lot of these words have Latin words, right? And you have to understand these different languages and the etymology of certain words. And when you start to understand law, like, all of these lawyers really do is they're magicians with the words. They can hide certain things with their linguistics, like, what is Mercury? Like, Mercury is a trickster, but he's also the god of words and speech. He's also known as Jehuti, right? Hermes Trismegistus, right? He has many different names, but Mercury is also the god of magic. Mercury is an oracle. Okay, so now we're going even deeper down this rabbit hole, because now we're talking about the same people that go to these Ivy League schools, right? They go to these fancy colleges and and I'm not saying all lawyers, all attorneys are magicians, but we got to understand what we dealing with here, okay? Like, certain people, the magistrate. What does that mean? Magistrate, the magi, magic, magician. Okay, and the magician or the magi is the judge, and he or she is the one who determines what happens to your life in the courtroom. Okay, so all of these contracts, okay, all of these debts. Yo, I just happened to look up the word mortgage. Now, they tell us that certain religions tell us that we're not supposed to be studying the dead and necromancy and stuff, but yo, when you sign a mortgage, do you know what the word mortgage means? Mort means death in Latin. Mort or mortis, right? Means to die or death. Mortgage means literally a death contract, a death pledge. Like, you pledge that this contract will stay into existence until you die. Like, literally, you signing your life away. So it's like a death contract. Crazy, right? Like, you literally saying, I'm signing my life away to this. And literally, when you think about it, from the time that you're born, your birth certificate, to like when you sign up to go to school, you sign up for these jobs, you sign up for all of these debts, like, you're literally just collateral. And you just you're feeding into this spell. And the only way to break this spell is to honestly, like, to be aware of what it is that they're doing. Learn about these words, understanding that we live in a simulated reality and we're supposed to be using this magic. Imagine, yo, this is crazy. That's like they have the cheat codes to a game, and you sitting here thinking you playing fair. And no, like, what if I told you that there really is no rules to this shit? They told you that there's rules, but there's not. They made these rules up. These man-made rules, these laws, right? The laws that keep you in control. These are made by who? The lawyers, the magistrate, the Senate, all of these people, these governments, they're all in cahoots, and they're all magicians. They're all occultists. And they have this power, and that black magic stuff that they told you to stay away from, that they made you so fearful, like, that fear is embedded in the DNA. That's how deep it is. This is ancestral fear we're talking about. That's why we got to move past that. That's what shadow work is about. It's about, yo, working through all of those fears and shit and facing it, looking face to face and be like, yo, I'm overcoming this. Like, I need to evolve out of this shit. I am breaking that sleep spell that was put on my ancestors, because I'm not going through that shit again. That trauma is still in our DNA. Crazy.